every time I open my door.
No, it doesn't exist anymore?
Oh, lots of things. Why is my... Let me reload this. What the heck happened?
Has anyone informed them that they have an inappropriate face-to-limb ratio?
What?
Fill Ryan in. He wasn't here for this.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Ryan, we almost died.
I can see that.
We got hit with something that we're not entirely sure whether or not is GM Fiat and lived.
Everything's GM Fiat.
I mean,
And I
that's
see
fair. But are
all of
they
my divine
scared by the? Are they scared of the images of the whale by the book, or did you just not want an excuse to kill me?
Why do you think you had 3 copies of it?
Because comedy is in threes?
Well, speaking of threes, there's at least that many. This amalgam creature that has been destroyed. Each one, after receiving a lethal amount of hit point damage, sort of sloughs off into a pile of gruesome body horror and bone gristle. Although
No, it was rough. We had Khali running laps.
Khali's running laps to distract it, while Yawn, Kirrik sort of stitch themselves back together. And on the killing blow of the last sort of amalgam creature, it also sort of melts into a pile that seems to be coalescing around a solid form that, poking through the bristle and muck and grime, and
That's not surprising. There's 4 of them. 5? 5.5.
Not touching it.
it is ginormous.
Is it regenerating?
It does
Is
not,
it a deformed hand?
It is deformed and mummified. It could prompt for recall apps. It's also Khali, once you sort of calm down, get over your zoomies and begin detecting magic again. Something that does in fact ping his magic.
I'm not touching it.
I'll touch it.
I don't have enough context to not know it's not good for me. Oh, crafting. Oh, okay.
Oh, fuck.
I'm assuming I can't toggle alchemy for this.
Can I use Ageless Patience? Are we in a time frame? Can I take 20 minutes?
We can. Remember,
Can I?
it is very late. You guys snuck down into the basement, and I'm not loading up the basement map because we're practically done.
Yeah. Is this something I can roll alchemy on or no?
Nope.
Okay, so I won't toggle that.
So, Teriani, you're not really sure what this is. Probably you don't have a high degree of confidence either. But it's pretty apparent that this might be some sort of like, based on that this thing was floating in a big vat of nutrient bath, that this might have been like a nucleation point or something that perhaps the professor was attempting to grow or regrow. This might have been the starting point.
Yeah, well, now it's the ending point.
But Khali, you sort of can sort of glean from it that it has some sort of inherent, I don't really want to say magical power because it's not something that you can really identify, but that it's something that can be invested in, and you're not 100% sure what that means.
Hmm.
I will place it into Teriani's inventory.
Shit. I'm sure it's fine.
I believe that it should give you the invest option. Oh, no, it doesn't.
I want to invest in his ring.
You'll be right back.
Okay, that is resolved. Yeah, the basement problem is also solved. I don't think I know what you guys want.
Sleep. Actually eat.
Yes, you're very hungry. You're very tired.
Literally starving myself to death running around.
It is currently almost 8 p.m., which is arguably very late for adventurer types. If you guys would like to continue your investigations tomorrow, you're entitled. I will make it the morning.
Wait, it's only 8 p.m.?
Yep. You guys spent the majority of the day investigating this weird manor house that you have been invited to, the home base of Dr. Riddle's, his Society of Epopts.
For some reason, I thought we started at 8. I was expecting it to be like midnight.
Well, time in combat, right?
Mhm.
You went down
Sure.
into the basement almost immediately after dinner.
So like 7?
So like 7.
Or do I have a very skewed perception of dinner time?
Your Kirrik's.
How many of these can I clear?
Oops. I cleared too many.
I don't know how many of these I can clear. I don't think I can clear any of these. Unless I actively eat.
I thought we were resting.
Yes,
Are
we
we
will
resting?
overnight rest. You are entitled to every.
That was why I
Well,
cleared too many, is I also cleared my mage armor.
I'm
And
just gonna hit the rest for the night button.
if my mage armor is on, I get a thingy. Where it goes. Oop.
I feel like that should have gone up higher.
Are we going back to full health?
You're not actually, because, well, no, Yawn is treat wounds every 10 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Think
Okay,
so.
yeah, you guys are going.
Cool.
So all of these people here, sort of in and around you, are the denizens of the manor house. You are more or less free to interact and engage with him once you have done your daily prep for the day. There is still, so far at this point, no sign of Dr. Riddleson. And
Shit, I hope we didn't just kill him.
say, Teriani, you did find an encoded notebook that you could potentially begin sort of spending time decoding, or anybody else could if they were to.
Didn't we already decode these?
No.
No, you did not.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. I started to, and then we're like, yeah, this is a downtime
Yeah,
activity.
this is a downtime activity. Some of it isn't encoded, which are like those interview reports, but it seems like doctors, it seems like his notes on them are pretty secret. There's also the originally we were just looking around the house to be sort of Snoopy. You can potentially continue on that avenue. I don't know. You guys are in charge. I'm not taking your agency.
Someone should probably research the notes, and everyone else should probably try to figure out what other horrors lie in wait in this manner.
There's the Rotnies. What the fuck, brain? The note research.
Die for riding with a.
I thought that's what we were doing. Didn't we say we could have called those in that last time? I mean, I kind of assumed, considering the nature of his work and the vibe of the book.
The vibe of the book.
Wonder if the religion guy who told me about the ghost basement feels any.
This is one of those things where we actually have as much time as we want, and Dr. Riddleson is just missing.
You have as much time as you think. Okay.
I think I have 4 years.
Joe, roll me
Oh.
2d10, and
shit.
I'll see what everyone else is declaring they want to do.
I could probably help you decipher. Or would I have to know? So that's 2d8.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, I'm dumb. No, it's not.
I don't think the real Joe made it past the captcha.
Appreciate that you rolled effectively. So, Khali, you just want to
Yeah,
commit
can I
to
just help
assisting?
with the deciphering? Yeah.
It appears that the notes were written in Common, Aklo, and some unknown third language. You may or may not necessarily figure out what that third language is, but with the context clues of the other two, you can sort of spend several hours to learn what these sections entail. Yawn wants to do anything in particular.
I wanted to check in on religion guy who was warding against spirits or complaining about them.
That was Vex Turvin, yeah.
Considering we've gone and murdered a bunch of things, yeah, maybe
Yeah,
that's
now that
changed.
you're here in the new morning and they're like, guys, creep all late at night. You didn't happen to see any of the wayward spirits,
Like
leave.
we've washed the blood off of our clothes, right?
Lots of prestidigitation, right?
Does the presence in the mansion feel less malevolent?
No, it's
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Are the spirits saying anything new?
I'm not sure. I haven't. Let's go seance together. We'll both of our talents. I'm sure we can unfurl what they hold.
Sure.
What if this
Religion.
guy's actually crazy and you're just rolling
I
that
like-
one?
Everybody here is some level of crazy.
They're all gatewalkers. All cursed. Anyway, religion. Thanks, Teriani.
Going against his religion? Oh, this is gonna. Wait. Button? I cannot click the button. There it is.
So you get into a morning sort of seance ritual. Says, I hope. He's just saying, sort of like off the cuff as you are setting this up. It's like, how was your first night in the manor?
Sleepless and daunting.
Eventful. That's the word.
Well, definitely rest and keep your mind sharp. I suspect some of the previous gatewalkers that left before you arrived possessed by ghosts.
I'm slightly more concerned there might be the ghosts, but
They didn't seem to be themselves after they met with Dr. Ritalson and they left. I think the spirits took them.
What makes you think that the spirits took them?
Well, that's how ghosts
Specifically.
They had all the hallmarks of classic possession. They were aloof and distant, like they were going through the motions of recognizing us.
They smell weird when they came back.
I don't know that ghosts have a strong scent other than perhaps sulfurous fume.
Wait, are we talking ghosts or demons?
We're talking about ghosts.
You're not there.
Wait
You're
a
at the
second,
bar.
is this guy a hack?
It's only my
Oh, that's right.
suspicions, but perhaps you could investigate further. I don't know where they've gone. They've been gone for days, and as I understand it, Ritalson released them from service.
I suppose that's true in a sense. I'm gonna just put a pin in that to come back to that and just catch my party members up on
You gonna
the
perform the
sulfurous
seance?
fumes. Yeah, so that may not be a seance.
And you perform the seance. You speak out to the spirits. You get a sense that maybe this guy is not trained in formal like possession spirit mediumism. You're not technically either, but you have enough knowledge of how the world works. You think this guy is potentially an enthusiast more so than like a scholar of the spirits. And there's been enough strange, weird things happening in this place that blaming it on ghosts, you couldn't really blame anybody
I don't think I'm gonna get anything more useful out of him at this point. Alright.
Yeah, on that note, how much information that we found in the basement should be told to people?
Don't know if we want to tell them yet.
You did find
Yeah,
some.
that's what I'm thinking.
You did find some explicitly incriminating information regarding Dr. Ritalson and perhaps his family.
Mm-hmm. We also found, the skulls of Gatewalkers,
Well, I mean,
which is why I'm concerned.
everybody's got
last episode?
skulls.
Yeah, but most people only have one skull.
It's true. Once you have two, you're collecting them, and that's weird.
I mean, most people have skulls with matching DNA.
Do you think they come in loot packs?
Somebody pickpocketed a skull off of somebody earlier in the game I was playing.
Well, like out of their head.
I know, out of their pocket. And then they looted a sarcophagus too.
I think we just call that murder. Yeah, I pickpocketed his skull from his head. He's not breathing anymore.
Sorry, the skulls just reminded me of that.
Just, I got this. Sorry, I got distracted by pickpocketing the skulls. What were we doing? Like, the seance is still happening, right?
Okay, Teriani and Khali, you guys have sort of split up the work of decoding these messages, and you uncover two pieces of information with the two of you sort of working independently together. Teamwork. One is descriptions of some sort of disease or curse that Dr. Ritalson is calling Black Frost. He has notes regarding how he himself is immune, and those that are afflicted with it rise as some sort of uncontrollable undead.
That's concerning.
There are theories and ruminations that the source of this substance, Black Frost, is the congealed essence of a Soyo's dreams. And Ritalson has a theory that the infection or curse or disease progresses more quickly when the creature is dreaming. He has thoughts that perhaps this is something that can be either utilized or more clearly understood, but he is still pondering how best to capitalize on this knowledge. You also come across a list of Gatewalkers and some of his notes that he has gained through watching them in their dreams.
That's not creepy.
Oh god, I looked at my notes.
All of your names are on this list, as well as several other Gatewalkers that you have experience with, including the 4 upstairs, including former party ally and our former enemy druid. A name of note is someone Queen Equindia of Skywatch, and he describes watching her lead the city north on a dangerous forced march to the crown of the world.
Is that why Skywatch is abandoned?
You don't get a whole ass city up there, like Jesus.
There are notes that Edward sort of is taken aback by this level of servitude, and his writing is tinged with notes of like jealousy and admiration.
Oh god, don't admire the lead.
That section concludes with Edward making notes about wondering if Queen Aquindia ever reached her destination, what she might have become after spending time in the dreams of Soyo among Frost.
Probably scary.
You're getting a whole ass army in the that's just not practical. Like, you gotta feed that army, right?
I don't think it was an army. I think it was the entire city.
That's even worse.
That's going to take up everybody's day worth of exploration. The house staff here, based using Dr. Ritalson's seemingly obvious and unending wealth, are happy to continue feeding and sheltering. Olwen makes a point to check in on you that your needs are being met, and that if you need anything, he can send his footman down to fetch it, or welcome to, enjoy Lepidstadt at your leisure. He only lives to serve and to offer you comforts on Dr. Ritalson's behalf.
Would I have found any time today to identify this?
This guy sure is thirsty. Yeah, you would have.
Okay, I want to attempt to identify it.
See here.
Some juice and more juice.
Some juice, more juice.
Juice.
You succeeded.
Nice. Slumber wine.
A very, very effective knock you out.
Oh. Sheesh.
That's a hefty saving throw.
Yeah. What level item is this? Item 12. Okay.
Unidentified.
What would Kirrik be doing? Because I know it's not sleeping.
Holding on to these melted cherries, though.
Kirrik's probably just patrolling.
Only for what?
I don't know, signs of the doctor.
That's fair.
Or, more stuff in the house. I don't imagine he would just sit around after having found all the things in the basement.
True. So his options would be explore the manor, speak to the staff, or chat with any given gatewalker.
He was heading off with that one Gatewalker, right?
I think he had a pretty okay relationship with Takuza?
That was like the only one he was able to get along with. Like everybody else, like shot up. Or maybe I'm thinking of me.
Khali has still yet to talk to anybody.
Yeah, why would you ever talk to a human person?
It's funny because I feel like out of this group, Khali's probably the most people person of here.
Probably.
Probably because she knows when to shut up. The rest of us are pretty bad at that.
Yes, well, Khali grew up as is typical of her kind in an extremely large family-oriented village. So she knows how to people.
And
In
Teriani's pretty
theory.
bad at people.
In theory, she knows how to people.
Well, all of these investigation things are very short amounts of time. So technically, Kirrik, and Yawn, you could potentially do more of that while Teriani and Khali are decodexing. So I think for the interest of doing Dyson things, Kirrik can just follow Yawn and aid every single check.
I see no way this can backfire.
No way to back up.
Okay. Suppose I could try talking to occultism guy?
Occultism.
That might have
But
been.
I'm a cultism guy. I think that's what I was doing, though.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I'm translating now, but, you know.
So to orient you with all these people, Lunja is a middle-aged Garundi woman. She seems to be very interested in the constellations and can typically be found sort of lounging about, sort of waiting for nightfall so that she can take her place in the westernmost lounge of the house. Followed by Vax Tervin. He is a gnome with strange runes tattooed all up and down his arms and neck. He is in the ghosts, and he thinks all the problems here in the house, as well as the Gatewalker's strange behavior, is ghosts. The Ascendant is not a vampire.
Nice for acting looking man.
A half-elf. He is spending significant portions of the day sort of surrounding himself with the Ritalson Manor's collection of maps and cartography and travel logs. Last person is Takuzo. He's just an old guy. He is hanging out in the library, just kind of collecting books at random, and seems to just enjoy conversation generally.
I want to say I struck out with the astrology person. But I'm always willing to try. Yeah.
It's a new day.
Yeah.
New day, new year.
Lunja exists.
Hello.
I sure hope we have a clear night again. You don't happen to be interested in stargazing?
I am considered quite the stargazer from where I'm from.
Where are you from?
Stars. Oh, nearby wandering star. Yeah.
What was the name of the planet? I forgot. Notes. Where are my notes?
Not even going to be poetic about it. Disappointed. Calendar? Something? Calandra? Oh.
Venus.
My first note was we're on Ukala.
We are in Uslan now. If only you could remember it, I'd give you a +2 circumstance bonus.
If only I could remember my home planet in town. I know about a Soyo. You gonna make me point to it on the map? No, that is the map. Lakshuela was the continent we were on.
It was the city. The continent you were on was Ukalam.
It was a trick question from the start.
Mm-hmm.
How did I manage to not write down the world I'm from?
This won't. Yeah, this won't ever come up.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like it's an ancestry or anything like that, like Aiuvarin.
Well,
Can
Seem to be I don't remember. I'll get back to you on.
he
I'm
find
sure
a friend?
he's just being aloof for the sake of being aloof. Maybe I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
You don't want people to know that you're an
I started
alien.
to see. I was only half joking when I said Kalandu.
It's a really cool place and only really cool people that are really in tight with the stars know about.
Does he still get the +2 if I spoil it?
Yes.
Castroval. Or were you talking about the continent you were from too?
No, we already knew about
It's
the
like, I'm from
continent.
Memphis. Oh, dang, I never heard of Memphis. If only I knew somebody from Tennessee, I would be starstruck. Well, this is an awkward conversation. How long do you think you'll be waiting around for Dr. Ritalson?
When the stars align. I don't know. There's something about somebody keeps saying something about stars disappearing, and that was a big concern.
Haven't. Don't tell me more.
Well, I've heard about. You can't tell anybody else this. I've heard about this giant star whale, and people keep freaking out about it.
Oh, no, it's a turtle.
What do you mean it's a turtle?
It's like a sea turtle. It's not a whale.
Are we talking about insert whale's name here?
So yeah,
Osoya?
pretty sure that's
Yeah.
what it was.
What's the name of the turtle?
I don't think it has a name. I think it's just like world turtle. It's
What, like the
mythological. I'm
lion
pretty
turtles?
sure it's not real, but like that's what we're talking about, right? Like creation myths.
I mean, the gods are very real, so I don't know why you're... Oh, I'm not there.
I mean, we're not really talking about the creation of the world. We're talking about the eating of the stars. The black canvas that hangs above us. Little holes. And a light bulb behind it, shining through. And it slowly gets dimmer. And people keep saying it's... I can't see it. You know anything about that?
I feel like you are terrifying him.
Aliens.
Not saying
Aliens,
it's
cries the
aliens.
alien.
That people ascribe a lot of meaning to the stars. Some people even say that you can tell the future from them. I think that's mostly just grifters and a load of hogwash. They
Nerd
definitely
doesn't
move.
believe in magic.
I base my observations on, well, just what I can see through my telescope, and I just think it's fascinating. I don't know that it needs to have meaning. We do live in an interesting reality, I can say, where magic happens every day. Who am I to say?
You know what? I'll wait with you till dark, and I'll show off this cool astrolabe that I got from a friend, and we'll do some star reading.
Magical astrolabe.
What are you doing with your
I like
head?
Astrolabe better.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just like jalapenos.
Japalinos. What did you do with this astrolabe?
I was just gonna show it off and be like, "Hey, let's look at the stars, friend."
Oh, this might be pretty neat. So trying to make an impression with this lady, you can do diplomacy, just sort of rolling on your ability to be a charming person, or actual stellar cartography with nature. None of this reading the stars, telling the future malarkey.
Oh.
Not astronomy lore?
Astronomy lore would work as well.
Okay.
I'd like to use
I
astronomy.
was about to be so sad.
It's like, hold on. This was your idea from the start.
This whole operation was your idea. Okay, well, that didn't pass.
Okay.
That did pass. Because
Wait, you have a specific. Yeah, about to say you have a specific. Well, I guess it's an unspecific lore.
it is specific to the question at hand. It didn't pass because it was not a secret.
That'll do it.
Does it need to be secret?
It'd
Yeah.
probably be secret.
Here we go. Let's check it out. Request a roll. Requested roll.
Whoa. Doot, doot, doot.
Oop.
Doo-doo-doo.
That's just a dude.
It's just a
That's just
dude.
a dude with a Photoshop tattoo.
Hmm?
On his neck.
The art.
I'm confused.
You spent some time building a relationship up with Lunja a little stronger than you have. You don't learn any useful or immediately actionable information, and she does seem to be a little creeped out by your sort of intensity of mentioning the dark tapestry.
No, these people are uncultured.
Resolved. That is 2 checks. You can do 2 more before we check in with everyone else.
Okay, Isandrin seems like a good person to check in with.
Nobody's really dealt with him yet.
I know Kirrik tried to at one point.
He has spent the day sort of organizing some of these maps onto the ballroom floor.
I have maps.
And he loses his voice immediately.
Happens to the best of us.
It's to the best of us. It only happens when I'm role playing, and it only happens like 10 minutes in. He makes an effort to sort of ignore you.
I would also ignore me after that abysmal performance. And talking about, whales eating stars. Could I try diplomacy to make an impression on him?
Yeah, absolutely. All these people are humans. Are all humanoids and will respond to diplomacy. He, when you sort of speak up and interject, gathers up his things and moves farther away from you and says, "I'm working. Please leave me alone."
Perception to see what he's working on?
Sure.
You know the answer to this one.
It looks like he is studying maps.
Oh, okay.
He has.
I thought the answer was going to be working on getting away from you.
Yeah, he's. No, it seems like he has lots of maps of the immediate region, as well as some old maps of pre-World Wound history, and is sort of comparing them with some of the more incomplete current maps that have been slowly trickling out of Sarkoris.
He's specifically interested in Sarkoris, it seems like?
Well, it did, but you've already pissed him off, so he has nothing he wants to say to you.
Okay. Alright, well then I guess I gotta talk to Kuzo at this point.
Uzo?
The Yakuza. Takuzo is soft-spoken, still in the library, invites you in, pours you some coffee, and he again sort of initiates conversation, asking if if you and your party plan on continuing to wait for Dr. Ritalson to return.
We don't really see that much better of an option this time.
Well, you're not a Gatewalker, so why are you even interested?
That's an entirely valid point.
Well, I walked through a gate once, and I didn't see any qualifications where it came to sign up to be a Gatewalker, so I just kind of figured it was a club you guys do here.
You didn't lose time?
I lost a watch once. Or a sundial.
Well, I don't know how you could possibly understand our convictions if you didn't experience this occult energy.
Occult energy, people lose how much time of their life? They just randomly reappear and no idea what's happened, or have some sort of troubles at this point, and I'm not allowed to be concerned?
Yeah, that's what our purpose is to collect and try and understand what it is that happened to all of us in our shared experience. Yeah, I appreciate your academic interest, but like fundamentally you can't know what it was like to be who we are.
I mean, sure, but that doesn't stop me from empathizing with you and your guys' plight. Or assisting with your research because it may be genuinely interesting, and so far it has been.
Well, I appreciate a fellow scholar and delver into the secret world that is reality. You can further that conversation regarding the secret ways the world works with either occultism or carrying on with being a nice person.
Both of these seem high marks.
Hey, you spend a few hours conversing with Takuzo, building a rapport, and otherwise not gaining any actionable or information that seems of particular relevance.
Come on, Kirrik, let's go hang out with our real friend.
Yes, and then now you can, it has been the day, you can regroup and share your findings with each other.
I wish I could swap my deception for diplomacy.
You don't think deception works?
I've used it exactly once.
Yeah, but you don't think deception works in getting info out of people?
Not in this specific instance.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Oh no, you just show up and be like, yeah, I know exactly. Why do I have to tell someone trained in deception how to lie? You just tell someone like, yeah, I know exactly how you feel. The same thing happened to me, and then you just like play into it. Just go
Okay,
in
that
and
makes
start
more
being the
sense.
friendliest person in existence and lying to their face about how much you associate with them.
That makes more sense now that that's been explained to me better.
Could be worse. You could be labeling yourself as the resident crazy within the crazy house.
I mean, you absolutely could. That's the risk you take.
Okay, we'll go to the next day.
My glowing.
Your glow is gone. Teriani, you do not need to continue making checks to decode the codex. You just need to commit time at this point.
Okay, I will in fact commit more time.
And that also, I think, extends to the rest of you. If you would like to assist Teriani, you can uncover extra secrets without needing to roll any dice. That being said, there are unknown secrets from both the staff and the Gatewalkers. There's nothing really left to find in the house, really, except you might overhear conversations and things.
I might have given Vex Turvin a run for his money as the crazy person. Talking about sulfur, which I don't recall that being associated with ghosts. And didn't we smell sulfur downstairs?
You fought some demons downstairs.
Who smelled like sulfur?
You did get some incense burners from downstairs.
Did I smell the incense burner?
It seems to not be relevant.
Okay. Assist the what?
Are we all going to do books today?
All right, well, Kirrik's going to look around. He gives himself his own prompt. That will resolve how it resolves. Each one of you give me a d10 roll, and I'll tell you to re-roll if you roll something I've already seen.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, Khali, you discover Edward's detailing on his deviant ability. He is not only a Gatewalker, but calls himself a Dream Walker. He is able to invade the dreams of all the other Gatewalkers. There is something in the dream plane or the dream sphere that has connected him to everyone. And he has become obsessed with this sort of connection, and wants to manifest this power into a way to travel to the Dreamlands, Kirby Superstar.
Desna's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, the Dreamlands are a sort of metaphysical plane that may or may not exist in the Golarion cosmology, but Ritalson believes, with his exposure to being able to dream walk, that it definitely exists, and that in the Dreamlands, he will be reunited with his missing memories, as well as become almost supremely powerful as a dream being. Teriani,
Yeah.
You decode notes about a process that Edward has been using to harvest the minds of Gatewalkers and infuse their psychic powers into the Lich Gate.
Huh.
His notes detail that if the Aiudara is infused with this psychic energy, he could potentially reconnect and bring himself before Osoyo at the Nameless Spires, and use that absorbed power to potentially make contact with Osoyo and, if all goes well, free it from its prison. There are notes of several harvested Gatewalkers already. The people upstairs, as well as yours, are at the current bottom of the list. And there is a note by your name, a little asterisk that says, "This dream potential holds great power."
Should be concerned, probably.
I feel like dream walking is an invasion of privacy.
Yawn, you have you sort of find the notes specifically detailing on thoughts and tangents and sort of stream of consciousness writing on what Osoyo actually is. He sort of alternates between believing it to be a mundane but extremely powerful alien creature, perhaps a undead god, or a god that has been like frozen in stasis. He also thinks it might be the collected consciousness of whoever, whatever ancient culture built the Nameless Spires. He has a sidebar thinking that Osoyo might be himself in the future, calling back to here. These theories, none of these seem to be founded, and he regrets that there is a lack of any sort of substantiating evidence that he can find in his library or in Lepidstadt. But farther and farther through his notes, he begins to express fear and concern that Osoyo will be released no matter what happens. But if he is not the one to do it, he won't be blessed or receive the rewards and gifts that Osoyo grants. He also begins to note that you and you and like the specifically the Oasia people have, once they've been exposed to Ritalson by way of the Gatewalkers meeting with the Oasians, that he is concerned that there is a group trying to fight back against Osoyo's power and influence. He's worried that if Osoyo is defeated, that all the Gatewalkers would lose their powers.
Wouldn't that be good if they're not getting purple cancer veins anymore?
Yeah, I feel like in most instances it would be good. Maybe not all of the instances, but most of them.
People are definitely dying from their Gatewalker power.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely. The whole premise of the Gatewalker powers is the fact that we didn't gain the powers through like a means that would give us the like resistances to our own powers. So like we're just like the player characters are just the ones lucky enough to have usable powers.
Right.
Usable as Kirrik explodes and Khali slowly kills herself.
Yeah, but you're regenerating at an accelerated pace, so.
Yeah, it's not like it just like actually just kills us when we use it, or it's just does something like bad. Like imagine a dragon that literally did not have the like who wasn't immune to his own fire in his throat. Breathes fire once and just melts out his his neck.
Refer to some of these PDFs.
No.
Yeah, no, thank you. All right, we'll move to the next day. Oops, previous day.
Load PDF for 0 mega.
There are still several sections left to decode. You can tell that the other Gatewalkers are getting, sort of supremely bored. They've been here about a week longer than you have. And the wait staff is, I don't want to say like upset that you are here, but they are clearly like, when the homeowner is not here, when Ritalson is vacant, they don't have to be working, but a lot of you are keeping them busy. And, they're a little grumpy about that. They don't seem to be a staff that enjoys their job. That you had discovered previously that they are all sort of expecting to be fired at any moment because Dr. Riddleson had laid off the majority of the house staff.
I've already tried going to bat for them. They got mad at me last.
That's true. The cook tried to kill you.
Wait, he tried to kill me?
Oh, well, he hasn't been super successful yet, or you haven't noticed. Anybody not want to keep continuing to translate notes?
No, I feel like we should just keep translating them.
It works. We'll have Kirrik keep looking around. Ooh, Kirrik succeeded.
They gasped.
Speaking of the staff getting a little grumpy that everyone is here and Dr. Riddleson's been away for so long, Kirrik sort of overhears the butler, the maid, and the footman sort of all hanging out in the kitchen with the chef. They are gossiping with each other, and they are wondering when he is going to be done with his project and return. That this is the longest he has been gone. He usually comes back every week or so to collect whatever Gatewalkers he has, do the interviews in his private basement, and then they are dismissed and leave to return to their previous lives. So instead of rolling, the same dice over and over again, why don't you just give me a D5? Joe. Oh my gosh, a 4.
Yeah, I was about to say, but like, you don't have. You can't make them regular. You can't guarantee they are fair by every mathematical method of measurement.
Weird. So, Dr. Ritalson mentions finding a hand in his lab.
Oh God, what a coincidence! I found a
Okay.
hand in his lab.
The fact that he just found it there is deeply concerning.
Where do you expect to find your hands?
That is not the sort of only strange thing that he discovered in his lab. He mentions the hand, and you know that he did something with it, but he doesn't, at least in this section, carry on about it. What he does is describe a strange presence that he calls Augmenzorius.
Is it the noodle?
And that spending a significant amount of time with it, he's not sure if he remembers whether it told him its name or if Edward named it that. But he believes that this Augmenzorius is sent from Asoyo's dreams, and its presence is proof that Ritalson is chosen or intended to release Asoya from its prison. And as a reward, his mental powers will be unlocked, or perhaps he will learn the secret to achieving the Dreamlands. There are notes about Augmenzorius assisting Edward in conjuration rituals, and that demons and those of the lower planes cannot be trusted, and Edward used his own expertise to inveigle them.
Inveigle?
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a translation?
Let me refer to the previous session where you found several scrolls and ritual components of how to do the inveigle ritual.
Inveigle. 1 year or until dismissed. That's a long time. All this is probably why the guy's saying that people seem possessed. Or I guess maybe it's the demons.
And you did, like, amongst his things where you found this encoded book, you found instructions for performing this ritual.
Wait, who all is inveigled? Am I inveigled?
Unknown. But knowing that it's a thing that people could be susceptible to, you could potentially scope that out.
Yeah, it's probably something we should be somewhat concerned about.
What if the lost moments are all made up? And he's just inveigled you?
I mean, you'd have to be pretty fucking inveigled to run that. Okay, I need to figure out if I'm inveigled.
Well, and another thing is the physical sort of description of this Augmenzorius creature reminds you pretty significantly of a noodle.
It's the noodle.
Well,
Yeah, this thing.
The noodle.
I've never seen this thing in my life.
Well, it's in the records. It's in the logs.
It's the
Did you miss
noodle.
that session too?
You're supposed to. That was. He missed the entire basement section.
Huh.
We did the whole basement in one session. No, we did the basement in 2 sessions, but he missed
Yeah,
the
I was
second
about
one.
to say.
There was a lot in that second session.
But this thing sort of invoked that you make your way into the vault, and it should answer your questions. It did not answer your questions.
Did I have
It just gave us more.
Sarah, roll a d4.
D4. Roll.
Your sections of notes deals with the
How
Thing-
much am I gonna hate?
the thing in the tank.
I don't want this section of notes.
When Edward awoke from his missing moment, he found this partial mummified hand in his belongings, and he has been attempting to regenerate it into a full body. He has been calling.
Why?
He has been calling whatever it is, the guest or his guest. And there are descriptions and diagrams of the containment chamber, as well as detailed instructions on how the levers work. There is.
Wait, we didn't pull one of the levers.
We did. We pulled 2 of the levers.
But we didn't pull one.
One of them opens
What is-
the lid, one of them closes the lid, one of them flushes the nutrient bath.
Oh, okay. So we never discovered close the lid.
Yawn, give me a 3.
Did you actually roll a d3? No, I rolled +3.
You just rolled a 3. There are notes going over that Ritalson has come to believe that he went to the Nameless Spires in his missing moment, and he's drawn the conclusion that should he return there, specifically in the shadow of the spires, and activate his dreaming awakened power, that is the gateway to the Dreamlands, and he should be able to from there make contact with the Soyo and enhance his psychic gifts, or perhaps even absorb all of the other Gatewalkers' gifts.
I'd just kill him straight up.
Probably.
I think he is an antagonist. This guy might be a little evil, guys.
A little.
There's still untranslated text, but it will go to the next day, and you can decide if you have had enough and want to go do something about the world, or continue learning. And now you know people might be sort of ensorcelled.
Ensorcelled?
Bewitched.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I wanted to know if I was horrified. I mean, I kind of already got like the interpretation going. It's just like for everybody else at this point. Right?
Yeah, I think
Hello?
the jest.
Well, you could probably if you wanted to confirm whether or not you had a secret spell cast on you with the usage of detect magic and read aura. It is specifically a piece of magic that wants to not be detected, so it wouldn't necessarily immediately ping as something detectable, but it would prompt for classic tradition checks. So Teriani,
Khali!
Yeah.
Ritalson's enchanting us. We need to figure out if we're enchanted. I don't have to detect magic prepped.
we'll get ready tomorrow. This is the next day, and you learned this yesterday, so you can put it on your spell list.
Okay.
I just always have it.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's kind of the thing. Is you always have it. Therefore, why do I need to always have it?
Yeah. I mean, what if Khali is the inveigled one and tells you you're not inveigled?
I don't. My reading of inveigled wouldn't put it like that unless Dr. Ritalson told her to lie about it. In which case, that would kind of give her the knowledge that she could be inveigled.
You've definitely all spent significant solo time with Dr. Ritalson, unless you're Yawn. There's no way Yawn is inveigled, or he cast it, at 6th level. He wouldn't have had a piece of your body yet. Unless.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go with I'm not inveigled. That sounds not good for my health.
If you're inveigled, you have to tell me you're inveigled. Well, keep playing the game.
Are we supposed to roll these?
If you want.
If you have detect magic and if you want to know if you're inveigled. Although the fact that these were prepped tells me there's a really good chance we're inveigled.
I literally had your name as a personal note.
Can we go to our local deity and see if she can tell?
You do have access to Snowy Owl. Well, you guys are flummoxed. Like, absolutely no unexpected magic on the two of you.
That's good. No bad news is good news?
Snowy Owl has not been participating in meals with anyone else. The staff has been bringing it to her because she asked to be left alone and, for whatever reason, is compelling enough to sort of get her way. It might have to do with how she looks.
Yeah.
If you interrupt her in her sort of meditation, she will also cast both Detect Magic and Read Aura, as she is herself a god. And
is she going to tell us whether or not we're inveigled? I feel like she'd be pretty good at it.
Yeah.
If a character that we could conceivably... Yeah. Sorry.
She closes her eyes and she opens them, and a burning, cold flame sort of erupts out of her eyes as her, these effervescent wings sort of begin to well out of her back. And she turns her gaze to each of you in turn, and says that your destiny is your own.
Yay, thank you.
I'm sorry for giving you guys a panic attack by thinking you guys might be inveigled.
I think that one's me. This one's me. That's my panic attack.
Okay. So I still got one to go. Okay, cool.
she also asks if you are ready to make your move on the Lich Gate.
Oh, that was a thing.
The what gate?
Lich Gate is our pathway to the Nameless Spires. I have to return and conclude my destiny.
I feel like we should resolve the Dr. Ritalson matter and then immediately head out. You know?
Sure.
I will remain in contemplation till you are ready. I can open the gate for you. But I can't make you step through it with me.
Yay.
Snowy also cool.
She has wings and she glows.
And she's an owl.
It's true. All right. So with additional knowledge that none of you are inveigled, there are 2 sections left of the notes, and there are 4 player characters.
Yeah,
Yes.
we should probably finish out the notes and then start taking action.
I guess I'll just go listen in the hallway.
Listening in the hallways to overhear, to find secrets, any other kind of context for what's going on. Here is a perception. Give me a D4 roll.
I already rolled a 3, didn't I?
I didn't ask for a D4 roll from you.
Well, I gave you one. Deal with it.
Yep. I just look at it and leave it there on the ground. Yawn.
You know, I probably should have been giving us these.
Nope. You know, the thing we can do every day. Yawn, the staff are so this is an extremely like, you probably don't know what Golarion fancy wealth means, but this house is really immaculate and has significant like shows of wealth in places. You know, extremely fine upholstery, very valuable looking portraits and paintings all over the manor house. And it seems like it is started to decline in care and repair. Whatever wealth and riches that this family may have had at one time, it is not seemingly being maintained. There is not enough staff to maintain a house or ground of this size, and the amount of people and guests being served is overly taxing on the staff.
Okay. What to do with that information? Guess they're not getting paid? Or they're cutting staff and they're not caring in general? Definitely vibes of a guy who, as you have pointed out multiple times, is very obsessed with the current thing he's after.
I'm gonna have Kirrik just talk to staff because the rest of you can do the book art. And at this point, he's probably fed up with it. Be like, all right, what's everybody's deal?
Try to give him some angry potions.
Remember, Kirrik? Tact! Like I should talk. Lucky my diplomacy isn't still negative.
Yeah, the vibe is that Dr. Ritalson is the last of his line. He has no children and heirs. He is extremely weird. He may, and they have no access to understand what the financial situation of the family is. His family died in an accident 2 years ago, and Ritalson has lived alone in the manor ever since, with no prospect of establishing a family in the agenda. So they are worried about Ritalson and also sort of worried for Ritalson. He is a man of extreme passions and prone to overzealously throw himself into whatever passing fancy has caught his interest. The remaining 2 clues in the book are Edward's investigations into Aiudara's at large because of the missing moment, and that he has discovered the location of Lichgate, and
That's helpful.
He has provided the location of Lichgate in the notes, and that he is working on a ritual to convert a moonstone into a keystone to Icegate.
Icegate?
Icegate.
Is it cold there?
It could be. The last note is on he's sort of done an inventory on his household. That not only are some of his memories missing, but as well as significant gaps in his fortune, and indications that during the missing moment he spent a lot of money. He has done what he can to sort of figure out where that money went by tracking, invoices and bookkeeping and things. It looks like he funded and financed an expedition to the Nameless Spires, and had either acquired or at some point made use of a magic yurt. It is a sort of like it's a Harry Potter tent, a supernatural shelter that can provide pretty guaranteed safety no matter what environment you find yourself in. And knowing that was missing and that it was incredibly valuable both to this purpose, he commissioned or somehow secured a magical identification ability. Like he got himself to discern the location of this item, and it is at the North Pole. It is in a temple of Findaladara, the elven goddess of architecture, art, and twilight. It is at the very edge of the high ice and about 5 days away from Icegate.
Huh.
Glad we have a shortcut. Right?
Me too. If you wanted to know what the item he is talking about is, here's some prompts for this unusual object. So he mentioned it as Explorer's Yurt, and that doesn't mean anything to you, Khali. But Teriani, an Explorer's Yurt is, this. It's the kind of thing.
So how many people have died because someone didn't know what the red loop was?
Once a day, it's like, oh, hey, cool, and you was like, what does this do? And oops.
Oops, I accidentally a massacre.
Yeah, they would be part of that too. Considering it's inside of the tent from how I'm reading this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know, it doesn't make sense for it to be inside of it. I was imagining like you get out of it and then you pull the string, ideally. But yeah, no, I guess it's not really clear by the description.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Price,
here's a bunch of
880 gold pieces.
Here's
Oh
a
my
bunch
goodness.
of XP.
Goodness.
Oh, is that a level?
It is not a level.
How much experience should we be having right now? 929.
71 XP in these trying times.
That's like 2 encounters.
Two encounters. I go out and I look for flies.
What's
Well, you have learned that Dr. Ritalson believes that moonstones can be used to open up the ice gate, or the gate to the ice gate. Kirrik also picked up numerous opulent moonstones.
I want some moonstones.
Is he just ransacking the place?
Those were in the room where the guest was. You weren't here for that because you didn't come to the game.
I had obligations.
But Yawn was, though.
Yawn was there, but I don't know if Yawn adds like context.
Yawn never has context.
Do any of us truly have context?
You also, you can just do whatever you want now. But the book has been translated.
Cool.
You have been at the manor for 5 nights.
I wish to invest in this ring, but I need it for a week.
Slowly but surely.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we really have to do?
We haven't really gotten any useful information out of any of the people here, but maybe you don't need to.
All I've done is drive them nuts.
Yeah, sometimes that's all we need.
Hmm.
Anybody else want to take a crack at talking to the other Gatewalkers?
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not very good at talking.
I'm good
I
at
will
deceiving.
actively make things worse.
Do you think we'll make things worse by telling them that he may be inveigling people?
It would probably cause minor panic. I feel like they should be given some form of warning. That not everything is right here, and you should probably leave while you can. You know?
I mean, everybody knows a sketchy speller too, right? I mean, he didn't inveigle me. Or you.
I was more concerned about the pile of corpses and heads in the basement, but
I guess that's a concern too. I'm also slightly concerned about the people having their brains harvested or whatever. That's a little bit of a red flag.
yeah, apparently I know how to do that now.
It's just
I just have background brain. It's a known formula.
where are you gonna get a bat?
Yes.
Well, no, my brain's already in a vat. It's made of bone.
Okay, maybe we go show them the basement.
I just feel like it would be, nice to at least inform them that they are probably not particularly safe, ? Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. I feel like this is a line
Whether
of...
they believe us or not.
Alright. I'd like to start. We're on another day, right?
Yep, it is Moon Day.
Mm.
You have not necessarily made any preparation so far.
Do we know any certainty where specifically Ritalson is right now? Or even, vague location?
No, he is just
Gone?
explicitly no. Nobody knows where he is. His notes have mentioned that he has been investigating Lichgate. His notes have also mentioned him doing financial investigations in and around Lepidstadt.
Mm.
I guess I'll start with Vex Turvin.
Yeah, so far nobody in the house has been particularly forthcoming about where he is, but people may know and be not willing to tell you for previous inveigling regions.
Oh,
So Vex Turvin, it's clear that you can make inroads with him with either diplomacy or religion.
We'll try.
Oh, wait, I didn't mean to.
Vex Turvin doesn't seem to explicitly know where Ritalson is or have answers to passive questions. Do you have any specific questions for him?
I wanted to tell him there's weird things going on in the basement, and I don't think it's ghosts.
Okay.
Nothing.
I mean,
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, that's all
okay.
you
I
tell
appreciate
him.
your advice.
Okay. All right. What is the English language, and how do you communicate with?
With your words.
Okay. So that's the first cycle. What's anybody else doing?
I don't know. Who have we not gotten like any information from?
Everyone.
We got information from somebody in the library because Teriani was going on and on with them.
Everybody has given. Well, yeah, you've not gotten any positive or contextual information from Eosandin at all, but you've gotten a lot of contextual information from pretty much everyone else.
Mm.
we could ask him about the exact symptoms of the people that he saw leaving, which I guess we already kind of figured out where that was going. I don't know, man.
You're studying maps, right?
Yeah, he seems to be just a geography buff.
I
And-
have maps.
Oh, I'm getting people mixed up.
And also, you can tell that all of these people are sort of finding things to occupy their time with because they're all fundamentally pretty bored.
Mm. Khali is an entertaining kitty. I have maps. Do you think he'll appreciate my maps?
He might.
I'm gonna go say hi.
He is, as expected, sort of rough and standoffish, but for the moment, he is willing to give you the floor.
Oh great, I forgot to think about how to approach this. I guess I want to show him this expedition map that I have and ask him, since he seems to be studying the maps, is he familiar with this region at all?
He will take a
Like,
look.
sorry to interrupt, sir, but you seem very familiar with geography.
I'm taking it upon myself to update the Sarkoris region now that it's being rediscovered. It is only just a few short days travel northeast, and people are going to need to know what roads work and safe routes to get through the demon wasteland. After all, we're trying to take it back.
We were up in Sarkoris pretty recently,
No way.
weren't we? Yes.
Really?
Yeah, we helped some traders cross some roads.
He gets out a fresh sort of sheet of paper and asks if he can interview you about that.
Sure, but can I ask you some questions in exchange after we're done?
Sure. So him learning that you have traveled in Sarkoris will give you a circumstance bonus to all interactions.
Okay. Now I have to think of questions to ask.
Yep. Well, and let's see how social you are. You can either roll survival.
That's probably what I'm going to roll.
To sort of lean into the cartography aspect of this, or diplomacy.
Yeah, I'm terrible at diplomacy. Alright, hopefully I don't do tragically. But,
so
Out of you.
he is asking you some pretty questions about the sites you saw, the conditions of the roads, sort of notes that if you were going to write a guide on how to travel, what you would need to know. And you are pretty confidently able to answer his questions in a way that seems pretty satisfactory to him. And once he's finished or offers to take a break, you have a chance to ask him any questions you want.
All right, I'm right back.
Okay. See. I guess first I want to ask him his general, opinions on the goings-on of this manor. Has it felt odd to him? Or has Dr. Ritalson been acting any stranger than normal that he can recall? I guess he wasn't there.
He's absolutely eccentric. Clearly the house is in terrible disrepair, and it's just his personal mannerisms are just strange. He has no sense of decorum, and is not particularly pleasant to be around. And believe me, I'm an expert on that sort of behavior. Always talking to him leaves me a little bit unsettled. When he came in with the last group of Gatewalkers, he had a bundle of moonstones that he brought down into the interview rooms. It seemed like a considerable amount of money to be wasting on jewelry when this house is falling apart.
It is true. Did you happen to see when he left?
Oh, he's been gone at this point almost 2 weeks.
Oh, goodness.
We only waited a few days once we arrived for him to interview the Gatewalkers here before us, and after the interviews were concluded, they all left and went on their ways. He told us that he would be back after making some arrangements. We're seeing to a project, and then we've been waiting since.
I see. Did he mention anything else about this project, or did he just say, I have a project, and left?
He said, I have to go now.
Okay.
Like I said, unsettling.
Very. Okay, out of character, does anybody have any helpful questions I could ask this man? I'm not good at asking questions.
What do you want to know?
I don't know.
How do I get back reinstated into the Mages Guild?
Don't break the game.
I genuinely don't know what question to ask, unfortunately.
Can I ask if since he seems to be familiar with, geography, if he's heard of any of these gates that we've been talking about?
Well, I mean, we're all familiar with the Aiudara since the missing moment, right?
Yeah, but, the specific ones. What were they? Gate, Snowgate? Something like that?
Lichgate is supposedly someplace in Lepidstadt, although its location has been lost to time. The current theory is that it's been just built over and wasn't recognized for what it was, and it's absorbed into the city somehow. And Icegate is supposed to be crown of the world.
Oh, cool.
Extremely remote. Nobody's 100% sure how the gates work or even how to activate them. Some of them require phrases, some of them require keys, and sometimes the keys are tied to specific gates, so the same gate may take you to different locations. It's it's a map maker's nightmare.
Oh, you mentioned the crown of the world. I'm gonna show him this map. Does this look like the crown of the world to you, since you're familiar with it? I'm not. as familiar with maps as you appear to be.
Well, it's very difficult to map out just an expanse of barren wasteland.
Well,
At
I
least
guess that's true.
At least Sarkoris has landmarks, even though that landmark might be a rotting demon carcass. But anybody who plans on heading out to on that route, he looks at it. Well, they're braver than I am.
How so? Why?
Well, first of all, considering the amount of supplies you would need, this is looking to be like a several months long trip, and just the wear and tear on gear. Plus, there's no way to reprovision. You'd have to bring heat to boil water. It's just, unless you truly are prepared, I think this route would be suicide.
I see. Alright. Well, unless anyone else could think of any cool more questions for me to ask him, I think I'm done. I don't have anything else I could think of.
Nope, I'm tapped. Sorry.
Well, what do you want to do as players?
Well, we're eventually gonna have to get up to the crown of the world, and it sounds like we're gonna be taking gates there. So we should probably, before we truly head out, get some manner of supplies. And we also need to find the Lich Gate.
You know where the Lich Gate is. Well, it is a map marker on your journal.
Oh, okay.
you
think?
You found it in the notes that Dr. Ritalson has discovered the Lich Gate and has been spending a significant amount of time there trying to force it to open to the Ice Gate.
Do we think, as a group, that he's gonna be over there?
He sounds like a bad guy, and the Lich Gate sounds like a bad place. I think he's gonna be there.
This is true.
Ready to deal with liches?
Nope.
Oh.
About as ready as I was with the floating dagger guy.
Well, the way I'm hearing it is we go through the Lich Gate, and then we pop up somewhere, and I don't know where that would end up, but then we gotta go through the Snow Gate. Unless we have any context as to where the Lich Gate comes out.
Snowy Owl told you that she can open it. She can connect it to Ice Gate.
Oh, okay. Do we know explicitly where Ice Gate is? I thought I asked this man about it.
North Pole, question mark.
Okay.
You also learn...
That's where it leads to, or that's where the gate is?
What?
Is that where the gate leads to, or is that where the gate... Never mind.
I don't understand your question. The only... So you've got this expedition route that seems to set out from Ice Gate to the actual North Pole.
Mm-hmm.
And there is also a mention that Ritalson magically located his explorer's yurt to be in a temple of Findaladara, a couple of days' travel away from Ice Gate.
Okay. Well, in that case, we should probably, I guess, get supplies to make at least that small trek if we're going just through the gates. That seems to be where we're supposed to be going.
So, like, turn it into, like, an inventory checkup kind of thing?
Yeah. I think we all have cold weather clothes or some equivalent. I have a tent, but we might want something more than a tent. And I have lots of rations. Teriani can also provide food.
Well, that didn't work so well when we got
Hello?
into the deepness of the manor. Who are you?
Is there still a Pathfinder game going on?
Well,
Yes.
we lost Joe.
Where'd Joe go?
His character, he and his character stopped agreeing with each other, and so Joe quit in a huff.
Huh.
Teriani's still here, but like he's playing himself.
Strange.
You
Times.
you guys want to tell Nick about all your horrible discoveries?
No. There's a lot of information.
Remember when playing this game was fun?
Sun's getting real low.
You find out that we're the bad guys?
We did
That's kind of
have
what
a
I've
brief
been
moment of
expecting for a
panic.
while.
Cold. That's where the bad guy is.
We
The
looked
bad
at the
guy-
definition of inveigle again, and then it suddenly thought, oh, what if you guys were inveigled?
Fucking inveigle.
Oh my gosh. You guys found Inveigle last time.
There was a lot happening last time.
It's like charm, I guess? Like,
It's
yeah.
long-term super charm.
So we're discovering that we're long-term super charmed?
No.
We confirmed that you were not.
Uh,
At least as long as you believe Sakawachi.
Sakawachi or
Snowy Owl.
No, yeah, that's me.
And we gotta go through a Lich Gate to get to a Snow Gate to get to probably Dr. Ritalson, who is apparently spending a lot of money on expeditions even in his moment of time loss.
Did they go through a Lich Gate or Lich Gate or the Lich Gate?
Well, it's the to you, but it's a to me.
So, like, not an aiudara that's named a Lich Gate, but a certain kind of thing that's called a Lich Gate? Or is it just an aiudara?
Pretty sure it's an
The Aiudara that is supposedly in Lepidstadt is called Lichgate.
Okay.
Dr. Riddleson had found it and notes the location in his journal that you have decoded.
And there was something about Teriani's dreams and somebody thinking they're a Zoyo, the whale.
The doctor's a dreamwalker, and we don't like that.
How's a Dreamwalker?
It walks
I mean,
through dreams.
I mean, I get that by the context. What's the greater implication of that?
He walks through our dreams specifically, the Gatewalkers, and he wants to use this ability to get to, what was it called, the Dreamlands?
The Dreamlands.
Yeah, and then become a Soyo. Is how I'm understanding
wants
it.
to
That's
become
probably
a Soyo?
very shortened.
But he thinks future Osoyo might be past him. So, like, I don't know. Maybe there's some time.
Man's
walker
a little
stuff.
crazy.
What if the lost time is really just a self-correcting time paradox?
Where are we at right now?
Inventory. We're trying to prep to go to a very, very cold place.
Ah, sorry,
is
come
it?
back.
Ahoy. What was the cold place? Crown of the World?
North Pole?
The North Pole.
I was at North Pole today.
Well, the North Pole's not that cold right now.
I was pretty slick.
It's like, what, 30 degrees in Fairbanks right now?
Pretty warm.
I know it was warmer
Yeah.
at my house than it was at Sarah's house last time we talked.
It was snowing the other day.
It's just almost the exact same temperature between Fairbanks and Anchorage.
It's currently 29 Fahrenheit.
Mm,
Crazy.
Below freezing.
we got a whole 6 inches. That never happens.
Well, you
Oh,
guys,
I got it.
you do have a lot of money. You can take some time to procure any provisions you feel you might need in case you suddenly find yourself at the crown of the world. And you know where Lichgate is, and you know that Snowy Owl feels confident that she can connect you to Icegate, and that you can confront your destinies together.
Are we in the third book or the second book?
We are in the third book.
This sounds like culmination territory.
This is culmination territory. Not to say, I'm not going to throw around the phrase "point of no return," but we're vastly approaching something similar to that.
Not a point of no return. It's more like a part of the area where once you get through it, you can't go back.
Sir? That's a lot like a point of no return.
Yeah. Tomato, potato.
I mean, you can come. You'll definitely be able to come back. You just might not be the same person you were when you left.
Hate it when that happens.
Oh, ominous.
All right. So let's prep for next week. That's all I got tonight. Thanks for coming,
Just
Nick.
in time.
You're
welcome.
You're able to sweep in and get that 200 points of XP that I handed out.
Yep, I wouldn't have got that if you didn't show up.
Yeah, I blame the weather.
I also blame
The
the
roads,
weather.
the roads have been cleared. Kayla would have left, and this surprise board game night wouldn't have happened.
Q's and Q's.
Q's and Q's. We had a round where everybody was in the box,
Huh.
or the box was full, I should say.
You guys better at it than we are.
Apparently.
All right. Well, night, everybody.
Alright.
I'll see.
Nah.
Don't forget to do your shopping list before game, not during.
Oh, but I want to do it during.
We have,
Ryan, you're in that Triumph of the Tusk AP, right?
I am.